I fixed an alien craft and was given an unexpectedly incredible gift. The wind carried a warm, dry breeze that made the small sand dunes ripple like golden waves. Alex, a young engineer with an insatiable curiosity, trudged through the endless stretch of sand, his boots leaving faint imprints behind him. He had always loved exploring remote places, and this desert, far from cities and people, felt like the perfect spot for solitude and discovery. Alex's life had always revolved around machines and technology. He could spend hours fixing engines, tweaking circuits, or understanding the patterns of complex systems. But today, he wasn't working in his garage or lab. Today, he had come to the desert to escape routine, to give his mind some space to think without limits. Little did he know that the desert had something waiting for him that would change his life forever. As he walked, a shimmer in the distance caught his eye. At first, he thought it was a mirage. The sun often played tricks on tired eyes. But as he got closer, he realized it was something entirely different. Nestled between two sand dunes was a craft unlike anything he had ever seen. Its surface was smooth and reflective, glinting under the sun in colors that seemed to shift and dance. It didn't look like any plane, helicopter, or drone he knew. There were no visible engines, no wings, no propellers, just a sleek, oval-shaped body that seemed alive, almost as if it had landed softly rather than crashed. Alex's heart raced with excitement. He had always dreamed of encountering something extraordinary, and now here it was, right in front of him. He approached cautiously, his mind racing with questions. "What is this?" he whispered to himself. The sand beneath his feet felt heavier, as if the desert itself held its breath. As he circled the craft, he noticed faint markings on its surface. They weren't letters or numbers but intricate symbols, delicate lines forming patterns that seemed to pulse faintly with light. When he touched the surface lightly, a gentle vibration ran through his fingers, almost like the craft was responding to him. Alex pulled his hand back in surprise. His scientific mind tried to rationalize it, but deep down, he felt a strange connection, as if the craft was more than just a machine. Suddenly, a panel on the side of the craft slid open silently, revealing a small compartment. Inside were instruments and devices that seemed to defy logic. Screens displayed moving shapes, graphs, and colors he couldn't recognize. Some parts floated slightly above their bases, held in place by invisible forces. Alex's eyes widened. He had tinkered with many machines in his life, but nothing like this. It was as if he had discovered technology far beyond anything humans had ever created. Despite the strangeness, Alex couldn't resist the urge to interact with it. He reached out carefully and touched one of the floating controls. Immediately, the craft seemed to respond. Lights shifted, panels adjusted, and the symbols on the surface glowed brighter. A soft hum filled the air, resonating through the sand and vibrating lightly against his chest. It was a gentle, welcoming sound, not threatening, not loud, but full of life. Alex stepped back, trying to comprehend what was happening. He had read about advanced technology, artificial intelligence, and even alien life in books and articles, but experiencing it firsthand was entirely different. His mind was a whirlwind of thoughts, but one thing was clear: this craft wasn't dangerous. At least it didn't seem to be. For a few moments, Alex simply watched, fascinated by the dance of lights and the gentle hum that seemed to come from the craft's core. Then he noticed something that made him even more curious. The craft appeared to have minor damage on one of its exterior panels. It wasn't severe, just a small crack and a few misaligned components, but it was enough to disrupt the smooth energy flow that seemed to power the craft. Alex knew immediately that it could be repaired, with careful work. His engineer instincts kicked in. He looked around and realized he had brought only his backpack with a few basic tools. Not ideal, but perhaps enough to do a temporary repair. Alex felt a surge of determination. "I can fix this," he said to himself. "I have to try." He pulled out his tools and examined the damaged area closely. The materials were unlike anything he had worked with before. They were light, flexible, and yet incredibly strong. Touching them, he felt a warmth, as if the material itself had energy running through it. Alex smiled, feeling a thrill he had rarely experienced. This was a challenge, a puzzle, and he loved puzzles. Hours passed as Alex carefully adjusted circuits, aligned panels, and experimented with the alien mechanisms. He worked methodically, making small changes and observing the craft's reactions. Each success brought a flicker of light, a gentle hum, or a subtle shift in the craft's shape. Alex realized that the craft was not just a machine, it was intelligent in its own way. It seemed to understand his intentions, cooperating silently as he worked. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, the desert began to glow with shades of pink and purple. Alex wiped sweat from his brow, feeling exhausted but exhilarated. Finally, with one last adjustment, the craft emitted a soft, steady glow. The hum became a smooth, melodic sound, filling the desert with a strange harmony. Alex stepped back, amazed at what he had achieved. He had fixed something beyond human comprehension, using nothing but his skills, patience, and creativity. Suddenly, the craft responded in a way that surprised him. A section of its surface opened like a door, revealing an interior that glowed with a soft, inviting light. Inside were controls, screens, and objects that defied gravity, floating freely as if weightless. Alex's breath caught in his throat. He had expected to repair it, maybe see it light up or move slightly, but not to this extent. It was as if the craft was welcoming him, offering a glimpse into a world far beyond human technology. A holographic display appeared, hovering in the air before him. Shapes, symbols, and patterns shifted, forming a language he could not understand. Yet strangely, he felt a sense of calm and communication. The craft seemed to be saying, in its own way, "Thank you for helping me. I recognize your intentions. You are welcome here." Alex blinked, stunned. He had never felt such a connection with a machine or anything, really. As night fell, the desert transformed into a silent, sparkling wonderland. Stars appeared overhead, mirrored by the faint glow of the repaired craft. Alex sat beside it, marveling at the beauty of both the universe and the technology before him. He felt a mix of awe and responsibility. He had repaired something extraordinary, something that could change his life forever. He realized, as he gazed at the glowing craft, that his life would never be the same. The desert, once a place of quiet exploration, had become the stage for an encounter with the unknown. And for the first time, Alex understood that humanity's true strength lay not just in technology or knowledge, but in curiosity, courage, and the willingness to help, even when faced with something completely unfamiliar. As he prepared to rest under the desert sky, Alex couldn't stop thinking about what might come next. The craft was no longer a silent object. It was alive in its own way, responding to him, recognizing him. And somewhere deep inside, he sensed that this encounter was only the beginning. The universe had many secrets, and he had just unlocked the first door. With that thought, Alex closed his eyes, feeling both excitement and peace. Tomorrow, he would continue to explore, to learn, and perhaps even discover what incredible gift awaited him from this mysterious, otherworldly craft. The desert night stretched on, calm and vast, as the craft pulsed gently, like a heartbeat in the sand. And in that moment, Alex knew that his life, and perhaps the future of humanity, had just taken its first step toward something extraordinary. The next morning, the desert was bathed in soft, golden light. The cool air brushed against Alex's skin as he woke near the glowing craft. His mind was still buzzing with the events of the previous day. He had fixed the alien craft, and in return, it seemed to recognize him in a way that was almost alive. He could still feel the hum resonating through the sand, gentle yet full of energy, like a heartbeat beneath the desert floor. Alex stretched and examined the craft more closely. Overnight, it had settled into the sand as if it had grown roots. Its reflective surface now shimmered with new colors, soft waves that seemed to communicate without words. He realized that the repair he had made yesterday had only been temporary. He needed to understand more about this technology if he wanted it to function fully. With a deep breath, Alex opened his backpack and pulled out his tools again. He also had his notebook, filled with sketches and ideas from his previous experiments. But the alien craft challenged every assumption he had about machines. Its components were elegant, almost organic, and yet precise in ways human engineering could not replicate. He traced the intricate symbols etched into the craft's surface, trying to understand their purpose. Hours passed as Alex explored the panels, switches, and glowing interfaces. He noticed that touching certain symbols caused subtle shifts in the craft's structure. A panel would rotate, a screen would illuminate, or a floating component would move closer, almost as if it were offering itself for inspection. Alex realized that the craft was designed to respond to intention. It was not just a machine, it was intelligent, almost sentient in its behavior. He worked carefully, adjusting connections and gently realigning components. The craft's energy patterns began to stabilize under his hands. It pulsed with a steady rhythm, and Alex could almost feel it guiding him, showing him the right steps. Despite its alien design, a part of him felt like he was having a conversation with the craft, learning its language through touch and observation. Around midday, Alex noticed a compartment that he had not seen the day before. It opened smoothly when he approached, revealing an array of tools and materials that seemed to float in midair. He reached for one, and it responded by moving into his hand. Each object had a unique texture, warm to the touch, and Alex could feel a faint energy flowing through them. He realized that the craft was providing him with the means to complete the repair, almost as if it trusted him to finish the work. As he continued, Alex encountered a challenge. One section of the craft contained delicate circuits that glowed softly, but any wrong move could disrupt the flow. He paused, studying the patterns carefully. Slowly, he traced the lines, connecting points and adjusting small mechanisms. The circuits seemed to respond to his touch, lighting up in patterns that resembled constellations. Alex realized that this craft was not only intelligent, but it was teaching him as he repaired it. Every adjustment revealed a new insight into how it functioned. By late afternoon, a breakthrough came. Alex managed to align the core energy matrix, and a warm, steady light spread through the craft. The hum became harmonious, almost musical, filling the desert with a soothing resonance. Alex stepped back, amazed at what he had accomplished. The craft was no longer just functional, it was alive, glowing with a vitality that was hard to describe. As he observed it, a new feature revealed itself. A translucent panel rose from the center of the craft, projecting a holographic interface. Shapes and symbols floated in the air, shifting and rearranging themselves as if responding to his presence. Alex leaned closer, studying the display. He could not understand the symbols directly, but he sensed meaning in their patterns. Some seemed to represent energy flows, others navigation paths, and a few showed abstract forms that hinted at knowledge beyond human comprehension. Curiosity sparked. Alex reached out to touch the hologram. The moment his fingers passed through the floating shapes, a warm sensation spread through his body. Images and sounds flashed in his mind, vivid visions of stars, planets, and alien worlds. He could feel the energy of the universe in a way he had never imagined. It was overwhelming, yet exhilarating. The craft was not just repaired, it was sharing a glimpse of its knowledge with him. Alex realized that this was more than technology, it was a bridge to something greater. His heart raced with excitement. He had always believed that humans could reach for the stars, that curiosity and ingenuity were the keys to progress. Now, he was living proof. This craft was a gift, a chance to learn and grow in ways he had never dreamed possible. He spent hours exploring the holographic interface, experimenting with gestures and touches. Each movement brought new understanding. He learned to manipulate energy flows within the craft, guiding its power with thought and intention. The craft responded instantly, its systems adapting to his commands. Alex felt a sense of harmony between himself and the machine, as if they were partners working toward a common goal. As evening approached, the desert sky transformed into a canvas of deep blues and purples. Stars appeared one by one, shimmering like diamonds. Alex felt a sense of connection not just to the craft, but to the universe itself. The hum of the craft seemed to synchronize with the rhythm of the stars, a gentle reminder that humanity was part of something much larger. Suddenly, a small compartment opened near the craft's core. Inside was an object that glowed with soft, golden light. Alex approached cautiously, unsure of what it was. When he touched it, warmth flowed through his hands, spreading through his body in a comforting way. He realized it was a tool, or perhaps a gift, designed to enhance understanding and perception. It pulsed gently, as if recognizing his presence and welcoming him. Alex marveled at the object. It seemed to amplify his thoughts, clarifying complex ideas and offering new perspectives. With it, he could see patterns in the craft's systems that had previously eluded him. It was a key to fully mastering the alien technology, a bridge between his human mind and the intelligence of the craft. Excited and cautious, Alex experimented further. He traced energy flows, aligned circuits, and adjusted systems with ease. The craft responded instantly, its lights shifting in gratitude, its hum deepening with satisfaction. For the first time, Alex felt that he was truly working alongside the craft, not just repairing it. They were partners, learning from each other in a silent, profound dialogue. As night deepened, Alex realized he had accomplished something extraordinary. He had taken a damaged alien craft and restored it to full function. More than that, he had formed a connection, one that transcended language and species. The craft had recognized his intelligence, his curiosity, and his willingness to help. In return, it had shared knowledge and offered a gift that would expand his understanding of the universe. He sat beside the glowing craft, gazing at the stars above. A feeling of wonder and responsibility filled him. He understood that what he had discovered was not just a machine, but a key to humanity's potential. With it, humans could learn, explore, and grow in ways that were previously unimaginable. But it was also a reminder that knowledge came with responsibility. The gift of understanding required careful thought and wise action. Alex thought about the future. The craft could take him anywhere, across the stars, to distant worlds, to civilizations he could not yet imagine. But he also knew that his duty was to humanity. He had been given an incredible opportunity, and he needed to use it to inspire and elevate others. The repair was only the beginning. The real journey was just starting. As he prepared to rest, Alex felt a gentle vibration from the craft, a sign of acknowledgement. It was alive, aware, and patient. Tomorrow would bring new discoveries, new challenges, and perhaps even the true purpose of the gift he had received. But tonight he allowed himself to marvel at what had already happened, the miracle of repair, the spark of connection, and the promise of a future filled with exploration and understanding. The desert night stretched on, quiet and infinite. Stars twinkled above, reflecting the soft glow of the alien craft. Alex lay down beside it, feeling a sense of peace and anticipation. For the first time, he understood that humanity's greatest strength was not only in technology or knowledge, but in curiosity, courage, and the willingness to reach out to the unknown with an open heart. And in the silent desert under the endless sky, Alex knew that this was just the beginning of an adventure that could change everything, not just for him, but for all of humanity. The desert morning was calm, with a gentle breeze brushing across the golden sand. Alex awoke to the soft hum of the alien craft beside him. Its glow had deepened overnight, illuminating the dunes in soft shades of blue and green. As he stretched and rubbed his eyes, he remembered the glowing object he had discovered the previous evening, the small, golden device that seemed to resonate with his presence. Today, he would explore it further. Alex carefully approached the craft. The object hovered slightly above a panel, pulsing warmly, as if inviting him to interact with it. Hesitant at first, he reached out and let his fingers brush the surface. Immediately, a wave of energy spread through him, gentle but unmistakable. He felt a heightened awareness, as if his senses had sharpened overnight. Colors seemed brighter, sounds clearer, and even the soft desert wind felt alive with patterns and signals he had never noticed before. The craft seemed to sense his recognition of the device's power. Its lights shifted in a subtle, rhythmic pattern, almost like a heartbeat. A new holographic display appeared above the golden object, projecting shapes and symbols into the air. Alex watched in awe as the shapes moved, forming constellations and geometrical patterns that seemed to tell a story. Though he could not read it in the traditional sense, he instinctively understood that the device was a gift, an enhancement, a bridge between human potential and something far greater. Excited, Alex lifted the device and experimented carefully. He realized that it amplified his cognitive abilities. Complex problems that would have taken hours to solve now seemed simple. He could understand intricate systems in moments and detect subtle connections in the craft's energy flows. It was as if the device expanded his mind, allowing him to perceive patterns that had previously been invisible. With this newfound ability, Alex returned to the craft and began to study it more deeply. He could now see the energy circuits inside the ship, flowing like rivers of light. He traced them with his fingers, following the currents and adjusting minor components. The craft responded immediately, its glow pulsing in acknowledgement. For the first time, Alex felt that he was not just repairing or observing the craft. He was communicating with it on a level beyond words. Hours passed like minutes. Alex explored every panel, every interface, and every holographic projection. The device in his hand seemed to guide him, highlighting areas that required attention and revealing functions that had remained hidden. He discovered controls that allowed him to interact with the craft's navigation system, its energy matrix, and even its holographic communication system. Each discovery filled him with awe, but also with a sense of responsibility. This gift was powerful, and with power came the need for care and wisdom. By midday, Alex realized he could interact with the craft in ways he had never imagined. He placed the device near one of the control panels, and the entire ship seemed to respond. Lights shifted and flowed, symbols rearranged themselves into patterns that resembled maps of the stars. Alex instinctively understood that the craft was offering him knowledge about the universe, about energy, and about possibilities far beyond Earth. As he continued, a new sensation began to emerge. The device did more than enhance his intelligence, it enhanced his perception of the world around him. He could feel subtle vibrations in the sand beneath his feet, detect small temperature changes in the air, and even sense the faint magnetic currents in the desert rocks. Every detail of the environment became more vivid, more alive. It was as if the gift was teaching him to see the world in a way humans had never been able to before. Curiosity drove him further. Alex began experimenting with the device in small, careful ways. He focused on the craft's energy flows, directing them with thought alone. The ship responded instantly, its lights pulsing in harmony with his intentions. He realized that the gift was not just a tool for understanding, It was a key to interacting with technology on an intuitive, almost instinctive level. As the sun reached its peak, Alex took a break to sit beside the craft. He held the glowing device in his hands, marveling at its warmth and energy. It was beautiful, but more than that, it was alive in a way he could feel. He realized that this gift was not just for him. It was a symbol of the potential of humanity. It represented what humans could achieve when curiosity, intelligence, and kindness were combined. Alex thought about his life back on Earth. He remembered the countless hours spent tinkering with machines, the experiments that had failed, and the small successes that had fueled his passion. All of it had led him to this moment. The gift was not only a reward for his ingenuity, but also for his patience, his empathy, and his willingness to help something beyond his understanding. By afternoon, he felt ready to test the device further. He focused on the craft itself, asking silently, in thought alone, for it to reveal more about its purpose. Immediately, the interior panels shifted, and a holographic display expanded into a full three-dimensional model of a distant star system. Planets rotated slowly around a brilliant sun, connected by lines of energy that seemed to trace paths of motion and power. Alex reached out, and the device amplified his understanding. He could perceive the gravitational forces, the orbital patterns, and even the subtle flows of energy between the planets. The experience was overwhelming, yet exhilarating. Alex realized that he had been given more than a tool. He had been given a way to understand the universe itself. He felt a deep connection to the craft, to the stars, and to a higher intelligence that had chosen him as a recipient of this gift. His heart swelled with gratitude and determination. He knew that this knowledge was not to be hoarded. It was meant to be shared, to inspire and elevate humanity. Even as the sun began to descend, Alex continued to explore. The craft revealed additional features: communication systems capable of projecting thought-based messages, propulsion systems that could bend energy fields, and storage areas that could hold matter in ways that defied conventional physics. Each discovery was a revelation, and the gift in his hands seemed to guide him, ensuring he could comprehend and control the system safely. By evening, Alex realized he had been working for hours without noticing the passage of time. The desert sky turned to shades of deep purple and indigo, and stars began to appear overhead. The craft glowed softly, its lights reflecting in the sand. Alex sat cross-legged beside it, holding the device close. He felt a profound sense of connection, not only to the craft but to the universe itself. He understood that this was a turning point in human history. The device pulsed gently, as if acknowledging his thoughts. Alex closed his eyes and allowed himself to feel the energy flowing through him. He sensed possibilities he could never have imagined before: new forms of energy, faster methods of travel, and ways to communicate across vast distances. He realized that this gift could accelerate human progress, not through conflict or force, but through understanding, creativity, and collaboration. As night deepened, Alex's mind began to visualize applications for what he had learned. He imagined cities powered by clean energy, spacecraft capable of reaching distant worlds, and knowledge shared freely across humanity. He felt hope, pure, unshakable hope. The gift was not only a tool, it was a catalyst for a future in which humans could explore their full potential. In the quiet desert, with the glowing craft beside him and the stars above, Alex understood the true magnitude of what had happened. He had repaired a machine from another world, gained a powerful gift, and opened a door to knowledge beyond imagination. But more importantly, he realized that the gift would only reach its full potential if he used it responsibly, with kindness, curiosity, and a desire to help others. With that thought, Alex allowed himself a moment of rest. The desert was silent except for the soft hum of the craft and the gentle wind. He held the device close, feeling its warmth and energy, knowing that it was not just a tool, but a companion, a guide, and a reminder of humanity's ability to rise above limitations. As he drifted into a light sleep, Alex felt a quiet excitement for the days ahead. The craft had many secrets yet to reveal, and the gift in his hands promised adventures and discoveries beyond imagination. He had been chosen for this journey not because he was perfect, but because he had the courage to explore, the wisdom to learn, and the heart to help. And so, under the infinite desert sky and the soft glow of the alien craft, Alex's journey with the unexpectedly incredible gift truly began. A journey that would not only transform his life, but could also change the course of humanity itself. The morning sun rose over the desert, casting long shadows across the sand dunes. Alex awoke with a sense of excitement and anticipation he had never felt before. The alien craft, now fully repaired and glowing softly, seemed to pulse in rhythm with his own heartbeat. The golden device, the incredible gift, rested in his hands, radiating warmth and energy. Today, Alex knew, would be the day he would take the next step in his extraordinary journey. He approached the craft, his mind buzzing with possibilities. With the gift in his hands, he felt a connection not only to the craft but to the universe itself. The device allowed him to understand the ship's complex systems intuitively. He could feel energy flowing through circuits, detect the subtle balance of forces within the propulsion systems, and even sense the craft's readiness to respond to his thoughts. Alex climbed into the pilot's seat with careful excitement. The interior was unlike anything human, with floating controls and glowing panels that reacted to his touch. He held the device close and focused, allowing its energy to guide him. Slowly, the craft lifted off the sand, hovering gently above the dunes. The hum of the engines was soft yet powerful, resonating with the energy of the gift. Alex smiled, feeling a thrill of freedom unlike any he had experienced before. He steered the craft above the desert, observing the world from a new perspective. The land stretched endlessly, golden and quiet, and the distant mountains looked smaller from this height. With the gift amplifying his perception, Alex could sense the patterns of nature below him, the wind currents, the flow of heat across the sand, even the subtle vibrations of hidden underground springs. It was as if he could feel the heartbeat of the planet itself. Curious and eager, Alex decided to test the craft's capabilities further. He concentrated on the navigation system, thinking of a distant location. Instantly, the ship's panels glowed with new patterns, forming a three-dimensional map of the stars above. The craft began moving smoothly toward the horizon, effortlessly leaving Earth's atmosphere. Alex marveled at the sensation of ascending into space. The sky changed colors, from soft blue to deep indigo, and soon the blackness of space stretched before him, dotted with countless stars. With the golden device amplifying his understanding, Alex began to explore the controls more boldly. He discovered the craft could manipulate energy fields around it, allowing it to move faster than any human-made spacecraft. He could sense gravitational pulls of nearby celestial bodies and adjust the course accordingly, almost instinctively. It was as if he had become one with the craft, each thought guiding its motion. Hours passed as Alex traveled beyond Earth's orbit. The planet below became a small, glowing sphere, and the stars around him seemed closer than ever before. He felt exhilaration and wonder, realizing that the universe was far vaster and more beautiful than he had ever imagined. But amid this excitement, a deeper thought settled in his mind. The gift he had received was not only for him. It was a tool to help humanity reach its full potential, to explore, learn, and grow. Alex focused on a nearby star system, one that appeared rich with planets. As he approached, the craft's sensors revealed details he could barely comprehend. Planets of various sizes, moons, rings, and unusual energy patterns filled the display. With the gift guiding him, he could sense the composition of the planets, detect hidden resources, and even feel the natural forces flowing through them. Each discovery filled him with awe and excitement. Curiosity led him to a small, blue-green planet that resembled Earth in many ways. As he descended into its atmosphere, he noticed lush forests, sparkling rivers, and vast oceans. The gift allowed him to understand the ecosystem instantly. He could sense the balance of life, the harmony of energy flows, and the interconnection of every living thing. Alex realized that this planet was not just habitable, it was thriving, full of life and potential. He hovered above the surface, studying the planet. The craft projected holographic displays showing energy currents, weather patterns, and geological activity. Alex could feel the planet's heartbeat, its rhythm resonating with the energy of the craft and the gift. He marveled at the complexity and beauty of life beyond Earth. It was a reminder that the universe was filled with wonders waiting to be discovered and understood. With careful exploration, Alex landed on a safe, flat plateau. The craft's doors opened automatically, revealing the interior as a sanctuary of glowing panels and soft energy. Alex stepped outside, feeling the alien planet beneath his feet. The air was fresh, carrying scents of vegetation and water. Birds or bird-like creatures flew in the distance, their colors brilliant and unlike any species on Earth. Alex felt a deep sense of connection and responsibility. He was an observer, an explorer, and perhaps, in some small way, a guardian of this world. He spent hours exploring the surrounding landscape, documenting observations, and testing the gift's abilities. The device amplified his perception, allowing him to understand the behaviors of plants and animals, detect water sources, and even sense the flow of energy in the soil and air. Each insight was a revelation, reinforcing his belief that knowledge and understanding were the keys to humanity's advancement. As the alien sun began to set, Alex returned to the craft. Its glow illuminated the plateau, casting soft shadows across the terrain. He activated the interior panels, projecting maps of the star system and highlighting areas of interest. The craft responded seamlessly to his commands, moving with elegance and precision. Alex felt a deep sense of satisfaction and excitement. The universe was open to him, and the gift provided the tools to explore it fully. As night fell on the alien planet, the sky was filled with stars brighter than any Alex had seen from Earth. The craft projected a holographic display showing multiple star systems, each with planets and moons waiting to be discovered. Alex realized that the gift had not only enhanced his mind, but had expanded humanity's reach. He could now imagine exploring, understanding, and connecting with worlds beyond Earth, guided by knowledge, curiosity, and care. He spent the night inside the craft, studying the maps and systems. The gift allowed him to comprehend vast amounts of information at once, creating patterns and connections in his mind. He began to plan routes, imagining missions to different planets, detecting energy sources, and even predicting natural phenomena. It was an incredible feeling to hold the universe in his understanding and see the potential for humanity to reach new heights. Alex also reflected on his own journey. He had started as a simple engineer, curious about machines and patterns. Now he was an explorer of worlds, a student of the universe, and a recipient of a gift that could change humanity's destiny. He realized that this journey was about more than adventure, it was about responsibility. With knowledge came the duty to act wisely, to inspire, and to share discoveries for the benefit of all. The night deepened, and Alex finally rested. The craft's glow bathed the plateau in soft light, and the gift pulsed gently, as if reassuring him that he was on the right path. He dreamed of distant planets, alien landscapes, and civilizations that might exist somewhere in the stars. His heart was full of hope and excitement, knowing that the gift and the craft would guide him toward extraordinary horizons. By morning, Alex had made a decision. He would continue to explore, not for personal glory, but to unlock the potential of knowledge for humanity. The gift had given him insight, perception, and understanding, but it was up to him to use it wisely. He would travel to new planets, study ecosystems, and learn the secrets of the universe, not to conquer, but to share, inspire, and advance the human race. As the craft lifted off the plateau and soared into space, Alex felt a sense of freedom and possibility unlike anything he had ever known. The stars stretched before him like an endless tapestry, and the gift pulsed with warmth and energy in his hands. He understood that the universe was vast, filled with mysteries, but also filled with opportunity. Humanity had the potential to rise, explore, and grow in ways previously unimaginable. The craft glided effortlessly through space, guided by Alex's thoughts and the power of the gift. He observed new planets, mapped energy flows, and sensed the patterns of life and matter across vast distances. Each discovery reinforced his belief in humanity's potential and the importance of curiosity, intelligence, and care. He was no longer just an engineer. He was a bridge between Earth and the stars, a testament to what humans could achieve when they embraced their creativity and courage. By the time he returned to orbit around Earth, Alex's mind was filled with plans and visions for the future. He would continue to explore, but he would also share his discoveries, inspire others, and help humanity reach its full potential. The gift was not only a tool, it was a reminder of what humans could achieve when they acted with curiosity, empathy, and determination. As the alien craft hovered above the planet, its glow reflected in the oceans below, Alex felt a profound sense of purpose. He had crossed new horizons, not just in space, but in understanding, perception, and vision. And he knew that this was only the beginning of a journey that would shape the future of humanity. The sun rose over Earth, painting the oceans and continents in shades of gold and pink. From space, the planet looked calm, peaceful, and beautiful. Inside the glowing alien craft, Alex sat in the pilot's seat, the golden gift resting comfortably in his hands. He had traveled far beyond his wildest dreams, explored distant worlds, and unlocked knowledge that few humans could imagine. Yet now he knew it was time to return, not for adventure, but to share the gift and the discoveries with humanity. As the craft descended toward Earth, Alex felt a mixture of excitement and responsibility. He had seen civilizations that might exist among the stars, planets teeming with life, and energy systems far beyond human understanding. But his mission was not to keep these wonders to himself. The golden device in his hands had amplified his abilities, but its true purpose, he realized, was to help others rise alongside him. Humanity had the potential to reach new heights, and he would be the spark to ignite that journey. The craft landed gently in the same desert where it had first arrived. The sand shimmered in the early sunlight as Alex stepped outside. For a moment, he paused, taking in the beauty of Earth from this quiet, remote location. The desert seemed familiar yet transformed, as if it too had sensed the changes that had occurred. Alex felt gratitude, not only for the gift and the craft, but for the opportunity to witness the universe and bring its lessons back to humanity. He carefully carried the device from the craft. It glowed warmly, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. Alex realized that sharing this gift would not be easy. Humanity had yet to understand the full potential of such knowledge and power. But he also knew that humans were capable of extraordinary things when curiosity, intelligence, and compassion guided them. He would start small, teaching and inspiring, showing what could be achieved through collaboration and understanding. Over the next few days, Alex contacted trusted scientists, engineers, and explorers. He shared what he had learned, guiding them to understand the gift and the alien craft without overwhelming them. Slowly, he demonstrated its abilities, enhanced perception, intuitive understanding of complex systems, and the ability to interact with energy and matter in ways previously thought impossible. The reactions were a mix of awe, excitement, and careful consideration. These were people who had always believed in humanity's potential, and now they could see it realized. Together, they began small experiments. They used the gift to improve energy systems, finding ways to harness clean energy efficiently. They observed natural patterns and applied them to agriculture, discovering new methods to grow crops in harmony with the environment. Even communication improved, as the device allowed subtle patterns of thought and understanding to be shared across teams. Every experiment was a success, and each success reinforced the belief that humans could achieve incredible things when guided by knowledge, curiosity, and collaboration. Alex spent long hours teaching, guiding, and learning alongside his human collaborators. The gift amplified his abilities, but it also seemed to grow and adapt to humanity itself. The alien craft, now fully operational, acted as both a teacher and a tool, providing knowledge and insight when needed. Together, they explored new possibilities for science, engineering, and understanding. It was a partnership between humanity and the wisdom of the craft, with Alex as the bridge. As weeks passed, word of their discoveries spread. Scientists and engineers from around the world joined the project, inspired by the possibilities. Together, they created technologies that were safer, cleaner, and more efficient. They explored Earth in new ways, studying ecosystems, energy flows, and natural patterns. The gift allowed humans to see connections that had been invisible before, to understand the world more fully, and to act wisely. Alex often returned to the desert where the craft had first landed. He would sit beside it, holding the golden device, and reflect on the journey. He thought of distant stars, the alien planets he had seen, and the incredible knowledge that had been shared with him. He realized that the gift had not only expanded his mind, it had also expanded his heart. The true purpose was not just exploration, but understanding, responsibility, and the desire to help humanity rise. One evening, as the sun set over the desert, Alex activated the craft's holographic display. He projected images of the star systems he had explored, the planets he had visited, and the energy flows he had studied. His human collaborators gathered around, watching with amazement. For many, it was the first time they had truly grasped the vastness of the universe and humanity's potential within it. Alex spoke softly, guiding them to understand not only the science but the philosophy behind it. Knowledge, he said, was a tool, but it was wisdom and compassion that turned knowledge into progress. The golden gift pulsed gently as he spoke, almost as if affirming his words. Alex felt a deep sense of connection, not only with humanity but with the universe itself. The craft, hovering silently nearby, seemed to resonate with his thoughts. It was a reminder that humans were not alone, that the universe held wonders beyond imagination, and that collaboration, curiosity, and courage could bring those wonders closer to reality. Months passed, and humanity began to change in subtle but profound ways. Inspired by the gift and Alex's guidance, scientists developed new forms of energy that were clean and efficient. Engineers designed structures that harmonized with natural patterns, reducing waste and environmental impact. Explorers and thinkers began to see the world differently, understanding that every action could ripple outward in ways that affected the planet and future generations. Alex often looked to the sky, thinking of the stars he had visited and the planets he had explored. The gift had shown him that the universe was vast and full of possibilities, but it had also shown him that Earth was precious. Humanity's leap into progress needed balance, responsibility, and care. The alien craft and the golden device were tools, yes, but they were also reminders of the potential within humans themselves. Curiosity, intelligence, creativity, and compassion, these were humanity's true gifts. One morning, as Alex prepared to demonstrate a new energy system with his team, he felt a gentle pulse from the craft. It was different this time, almost like a message. He placed the golden device near the console, and a new holographic display appeared. Symbols, patterns, and star maps flowed before him, showing possibilities for exploration beyond Earth. The craft seemed to be inviting humanity to step further into the stars, but only when ready, only with understanding and wisdom. Alex smiled. He understood the message. Humanity had made its first leap, guided by knowledge and responsibility. The gift had given them tools, but it had also given them insight into their potential, their responsibility, and their place in the universe. The next steps would be cautious but courageous, driven by curiosity and guided by care. As he looked around, Alex saw the faces of his collaborators, hopeful, inspired, and full of determination. They had already accomplished remarkable things, improving life on Earth and opening the doors to new understanding. Together, they represented what humanity could achieve when knowledge, empathy, and imagination worked hand in hand. The gift had amplified Alex's abilities, but it had also amplified humanity's spirit. Days turned into weeks, and the progress was remarkable. Cities became cleaner, technologies became more efficient, and the study of nature reached new heights. Humanity began to look outward, exploring space with careful planning, guided by curiosity, understanding, and respect for the unknown. Alex remained at the center, teaching, guiding, and learning. The craft and the gift were not just tools, they were partners in a mission to elevate humanity, to inspire humans to reach their full potential. One quiet evening, Alex returned to the desert for reflection. The stars stretched endlessly above him, and the craft glowed softly beside him. He held the golden device and felt its gentle warmth. Memories of distant planets, alien landscapes, and the first moments of discovery flowed through him. He understood now that the journey had been about more than exploration. It had been about growth, understanding, and the limitless potential of humanity. Alex looked toward the horizon, imagining the future. Humans would travel to distant worlds, learn from the universe, and share knowledge across generations. They would build a future guided by curiosity, intelligence, and compassion. And at the center of it all, the lessons of the alien craft and the gift would continue to guide them, reminding them of the possibilities that awaited those who dared to explore, learn, and care. With a final glance at the glowing craft, Alex smiled. Humanity's leap had begun and the universe was waiting. The gift had shown him what was possible, and he had shared it with others. Together, they would reach for the stars, unlock knowledge, and create a future full of hope, discovery, and endless horizons. And so, under the vast desert sky, with the craft humming gently beside him and the golden device in his hands, Alex knew that humanity had taken its first true step into greatness. It was a leap born not of force, but of curiosity, creativity, and compassion, a leap that would shape the future of Earth and beyond. The adventure was only beginning, and the universe had many more wonders to reveal.